Hi there, glad to see you all. Welcome to panel Making a Popular Games Main Industry Insights. My name is Stacey Yamkova, Game Release Coordinator at American Gaming System, and today I will moderate this panel discussion. So I would like to introduce our speakers. Welcome Juan Rendón, co-founder at 67 Bits.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome Roman Remez, business development lead at Playcus.
Yeah, hello team. Hello the conference.
And welcome Sergey Martinkevich, publishing lead at Azur Games.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you all here.
Okay, so we will begin from the introduction part, then we will discuss our main topics, and I guess maybe we will have also special question from the audience at the end. So let me start. I have more than 7 years of experience in game release and project management and owning all stages of the project lifecycle in gaming. And American Gaming System is a global company focused on creation a diverse mix of entertaining gaming experience for every kind of player. And it is Las Vegas-based company which makes gaming tables, slot machines, and interactive solutions for gaming houses all over the world. So guys, please share in few words what you are doing in your company. Tell a little bit more about your role and project. Who would like to be the first?
Let me please. So
Yes.
I'm from Azur Games. Azur Interactive Games is a top mobile developer and publisher. Probably, actually, right now, as far as I know, we are top one publisher due to downloads. Nowadays, we have a huge portfolio of hyper casual, mid-core, NFT games, and so on. And I'm publishing lead. I work with external studios. I work with investments. And as well as I'm head of in-house studio. We do games in-house as well. And I'm head of hyper casual department in-house studio. What about my team? Azur Games for this year, we made around 1.5 billion downloads, and my small team made around half of these downloads. So from year to year, we growing, and I hope that my experience will be useful. So happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, thank you. Who would like to be the next? Yes, Roman, please.
I can go. Yeah, I'm the publishing lead in the Playcus company. We are on the market for 2011 year, and we are a game developer who is consistently improving their games. We never left games behind. We have our own system of marketing automatization, and from the end of this year, we created the publishing department and also extra one department. So we a little bit spreaded our business. So yeah, I'm here to find the partners for publishing because we working mostly with the casual and hyper casual games, and right now looking for the hyper casual games to publish because of our second extra business, which will be announced a little bit later. So in my team there are not a lot of people, but three of them, and we are experienced one who looking for good developers. So yeah, it's short for me.
Cool, thank you. Yes, Jean, please.
Okay, well, I'm Juan, as we said, Juan León. I'm the co-founder of 67-Bit. I came from a career with a lot of creative. I have more than 20 years in the creative industry as motion designer, graphic designer, branding, and all kind of stuff like marketing, digital marketing, and things like that. But my dream was always make games. So 2 years ago, we started to make games, and suddenly everything was great. I mean, a lot of work, but we started to won some awards with our first games that they aren't hyper casual, but then they called the attention from publishers. So then we started to make hyper casual. We have We started with just 2 people, and now we are 15 people at the team. And we have worked, and we are working with some of the most successful publishers. And we are a very little team, but with a lot of creative people and with a lot of will to make a really hit. So
Sounds good. Thank you guys. So the first question is very simple but quite interesting. How do you think? Why do people play hyper casual games?
Yeah, may get my assumptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it like around and then turn it backwards.
Yeah, let's change who the first, so that
Yeah.
rotate this process.
Yeah, like just for my opinion and quick look, it's more for people to be a little bit disturbed from reality, because when you ride in like home for 1 hour, you have like 50 minutes before you go back to your family. Everybody loves their families, but still they need some space and some own control of situations. So they just go into these quick games. They have emotions, they recharge some of the energy, which then they can bring back to the families, to the friends, and etc. So from my opinion, it's like important stuff because it's quicker than read some kind of good news. You just get extra emotions, like swap the TikTok for 15 seconds, but it gives you more pleasure than swiping TikTok. You just have yourself into this process, and you like part of it, and you earn a reward, so you feel any better, and then you can share these emotions with others.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Moreover, as for me, it gives relaxing and healing effect as well. And the whole input of hyper casual games, I mean, how user move his finger on the screen. The whole input of hyper casual, it's about relaxing. It's about some not many actions, but good response, good feeling, and yeah, it is about relaxing and healing. As for me, so Roman, you're absolutely right. That's why we are here, to give healing and relaxing effect.
yes, I'm thinking that too. But I think one of the reasons that people play hyper casual, it is because they can experience some themes in that games that maybe they can experience in real life, like maybe make a perfect cake or make the perfect makeup, or some kind of adventure or something like that, that is difficult to have in real life, and you don't have to be an expert or a gamer to do it. So it is very simple just to take a few seconds of your phone and live in that little adventure, and then you can go to the reality.
Okay.
Yeah, really, no micro control, no macro control, just relaxing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thank you. What game are you most proud of developing, and why?
Maybe me, I can start. I don't know how is it.
Yeah.
Well,
You can do it.
Your
well,
turn.
I mean, as the upper casual, we made some titles that they are not hyper casual, and the not hyper casual game that I'm really proud is called Elvis Clan Tricky Seasons. That was our first game that make us get out of the comfort zone, and that game make us won some of the awards that I mentioned, and it is really it was a really good experience because it was all the creative, powerful, and thinking that we wanted to make, and it is a really funny game. But in the hyper casual genre, we made My Zombie World. It was a really funny game to make. It was very everyone wanted to make that game. It was a really fluid process to make a game, since the character design until the maybe the poster that we had to make and the trailer we had to make to a investor pitch event. So I'm not proud of the number of downloads and all that kind of stuff, but I'm proud of the team and the result as a product.
Cool, thank you. What about me? My team has in operation more than 50 games. Azur itself around 150 or more. But if you speak about what I'm proud of, maybe our last simulation game, Hair Tattoo. It is a simulation of barbershop. And yeah, it has a lot of downloads. It was in top charts by downloads, but I'm really proud that we managed to make a simulation game of barbershop with retention day 140. Because before that, for the last 3 years, I remember that we tried several simulations like that with plenty of mechanics, with this with like barbershop theme or like that, and it was always about very low retention rate but good marketability. We managed to make it really playable. It is variable, it is deep, it has a lot of mechanics, and yeah, it was a pretty nice title, one of the recent. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Roman, you would like to add something?
Yeah. From my side, we have also like 51 game on our account of developer, and I'm proud that all of the games are like profitable, no matter of the age. They like 6 years old, and they all still profitable. So that's like the key feature which we implemented into our publishing stuff. That right now we're proposing games to be like profitable for a long term, because we already tested it, so it's not some kind of joke, it's reality. And what game I'm proud of, I'm a little bit music fan, so we have Beatmaker Groove music pad, and like it's all the time makes me feel relaxed when I playing it. It's also when I'm moving somewhere in the transport, I just like, okay, let's do this beat, and it takes me like 5 to 10 minutes, but then I have some kind of a nice beat made by myself, and yeah, it's making me feel better. And that's why this game is like my favorite. But it's not also our top chart game, but still it's a good performer, and my favorite in case of my music stuff.
Okay, thank you. Next question is
What about you, Stacey? What about
yeah.
you?
Of course, I have a lot of my favorite games, especially we are making slot machines, as you know, and they're quite good, and I like their quality. And for example, in Europe, in United States, it's quite popular to play gambling, and it's easy. You could play by your computer, you could play by mobile device, so I like them as well, and also I play different other games as well. I'm gamer a little bit, so but to be honest, I could not like name the only one. It's difficult because I like to play different variations. You know, like with a lot of different. I don't know, actions, activities. Okay. And how do you think, what are the key characteristic of a successful game? What actually makes the game profitable, successful, popular? You're muted. Yeah.
Oh, Sergey?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. It's your turn, Sergey? No, mine.
Okay. Let me start. We
Yeah.
are so polite.
Yeah.
Amazing. What about successful game? If you speak about any genre, anyway, mobile game dev mostly is about performance marketing. So, and it is about analytics. It is about data. It is about on every stage, from prototype till deep live ops. As Roman said, it's true. There are a lot of even hyper casual games that can be launched for 6 years, for 7 years. We also have some titles like that. For example, our Stack Ball title still receive around 8 from 8 to 10 million downloads per month, and it is user acquisition. Still, it is about performance marketing. So to be a successful game is a game that can be launched at least for 2 years. I believe if we speak about hyper casual, it is about repeatable gameplay, it is about variable gameplay, it is about good LTV opportunities and different inputs in terms of monetization, not only ads or not only in-apps, probably. It's a really successful game. It is a game where, I know how to say. A really successful game is when you do your user acquisition, you do not have limits in ad spends. You spend more and more and more, and it still works, it still performs till very crazy numbers. And for me, it is about this mix of business side and product side.
Thank you, Sergey. Who would like to be the next? Do you have?
I can say from the studio perspective, right? That the game, just to be some of this characteristic, is that it to be very lightweight and simple, the most simple as possible. It need to take the larger audience possible, and something that little studios or the starting studios in this genre made a mistake is that they trying always to make trying to make a deeper game, but instead of that make a complex game. So trying to make a game, an hyper casual game, with just one mechanic, because sometimes they made the mistake and trying to mix two genres, and they don't mix two genres. They mix two mechanics, and then the game get too complex. And well, use a familiar theme, and always trying to. I think this is the most difficult. Is trying always to keep the player in the flow, because sometimes ads or even the gameplay always affect on that and interrupt the flow with the gamer, and then they just stop to play.
Like crazy interstitials that can ruin totally the experience of the game. Yeah, it's the action sometimes. Yeah, for me also, I agree with my colleagues, and maybe this concentration on gameplay and not mixing with mechanics is really the key, because like Tomb of the Mask from Legendary, they have just simple mechanics, but they also pour in millions of people every month for like 2 years already, and they still succeeding. So yeah, it's the key. But maybe it can be changed, because we can see that the game right now need more than just simple and good hook with a good gameplay. Right now it's need a little bit of quality graphics and maybe some kind of experiments inside of it. So yeah, from one side, it also good old classic stuff with a great mechanics, which is playable, but it will be maybe further in our discussion that in future it will be needed to implement something new. But also nothing new can be implemented. It's like rule 34 for the hyper casual games. Like you can find any sim, and there will be hyper casual game on this sim. So any simple processes you mentioned, Stacey, about relaxing and different processes which you would like to do. So the hyper casual based on this are the most successful, but still it can be modified in future. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, thank you. And I guess we have partly already discussed it, but how do you think, how long does it take to make a hyper casual game?
Stacey, you can moderate us. You can just tell who you want to start, for example, Juan or Roman or me. And please don't be shy. You can just tell us.
Okay, so let's start from you.
Okay, I will share my thoughts. About hyper casual, the technology grew, art became better, technology grew, competition is crazy. From what I see, last year it was twice less prototypes in hyper casual than it is in 2022. And to tell the truth, now it is about 1 or 2 months to create hyper casual prototype. It is okay. For example, several years ago, it was about 1 or 2 weeks. Right now, it varies, as I see, from 3 weeks till 2 months. For example, Hair Tattoo, I was talking about earlier, simulation game of barbershop. It was made for 4 months. It's a hyper casual simulation game for 4 months. We were creating the first prototype with several mechanics, since we really believed in marketability and we understood that it's all about retention, it's all about deepness, about plenty of mechanics, and they should be variable. They should fulfill each other, they should combine, and so on. So yeah, now it became more and more difficult to make good hyper casual game. So I would say from 3 weeks till 2 months.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Jean, please.
Okay. Well, for us, it depends on the genre of the hyper casual game that we are making. For example, if we are making an arcade idol, it will take a lot of time to make it. It is not the same that make an arcade idol than make a runner, for example. So we are always trying to make kind of templates to make that process faster and add some new mechanics or more deeper mechanics or something like that. And we're always trying to make use the same materials, always watching what is happening with the tendency of visually speaking, and trying to make always be with the tendency with what is going on in the market. But it depends. It could take 1 month or 2 weeks, but depending on the genre, it could take even 2 months for us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's like the increase in the time because quality is grown up. So as Sergey said, it can be up to 4 months, but at 2018, 2020, it was like from 1 month to 2 months. It was the top with all the testing, with all the like different prototypes, with Azur, with all the stuff in the bundle. But right now it can be increasing just in case of the hard tension in the ocean, and it's really red one, not the blue one. So yeah, a lot of sharks who are fighting for the place, but still it can be done with a good specialist for months. But it should be like really good team who know each other and can predict each other's thoughts. It's rarely right now. So yeah, basically it's maybe up to 4 months, as Sergey mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you. But as for me, I guess it takes from 2 weeks to several months, and it also depends on the features included and interaction and so on. Okay, and the next question is, how could you describe a hyper casual gamer according to your experience? Jean, Roman.
Okay. For me, an hyper casual gamer is someone who not consider himself as a gamer, but maybe he could play more than anyone here by day. So because they don't play, they play a lot of games and a lot of time, but they don't have the ability of the gamer. So it is someone that he just need to break all the you know the all day, the stressful day. Then he just needs 5 minutes or maybe 2 minutes to make a stop and play a game, play a funny game, something that make him laugh. And then okay, the time's over, I need to go back to the real life. But the funny thing that he's trying to play a game something that tells something about real life. So maybe a happier real life. I don't know how to say it, but it's someone that just want a little snake of good time and then come back to the reality.
Yes, thank you. Roman, please.
And also, I may describe the gamer as the type of person who have no time for implementing into his life some hardcore gameplays like Dota, CSGO, these teammate structures, strategies, etc. He don't want to put extra stuff into his mind because it's already blowing up with what is going on around, and he just wants this simple, relaxing time with a low entrance point. Because it's not enough, like even 10 up to 100 hours to enter the Dota. I was watching some video of the guy who was like reviving all the games, and he said after 100 hours he cannot enter the competitive stuff in this game. So it's really for the people who have a lot of time. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit younger genre, because when you're young you have a little bit more time, which you then will like dedicate to something more important. But yeah, for me, it's the people who want to rest and don't blow mind of this entering point to the more hardcore games.
Thank you, Sergey.
Actually, nothing to add. I fully agree. I just want to add that it is the biggest mistake of hyper-casual developers. They treat our users as gamers, and they do not care about first flow, about level design, about, as Roman said, this entry threshold level to the mechanics. And you should understand that our gamer is not gay. He's not a gamer. Our hyper-casual user have to be taught, teach how to play again and again, and the mechanics should be built the way when user starts second session. It can be second or third session per day. For example, he played 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then later in the evening he started again. He can probably he don't remember about tutorial he had, but a successful hyper-casual game has the mechanics that allows, even after such a break, to start from level 5 and understand everything. It should be intuitive, very intuitive. So yeah, I'm fully agree with guys.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what could make games unique and profitable? Roman, I guess you could start, as you told that you are providing profitable games. So I guess you have examples for sure, and you know for sure.
Yeah, we can turn games which like already have decrease in their profits to the profitable again, because of some optimization with the automation system and buying a subsources for the traffic. But for the game itself, to do all this stuff, the game should have the bigger play time possible, because like if it's not interesting for the players, who will play this game, and for who you will like advertise it. It should have like there was 2 eras, and we're now in a third era of the hyper casual, as I like theoretically can say it. And like the first era was the era of quick prototypes for 2 weeks, when you will do quick prototype with a hook, and that's enough. You can do like even 2 people walking and somebody is like crushing them with ball, and it's interesting and it's new. And then we came to the second era, in which the good graphics and the extra mechanics will implement it. And right now we enter into the era without the good graphics and the interesting mechanics, nothing can work as good as in previous months. So to make game profitable, it should be polished already working mechanic, which you maybe implement something new, but not in case to angry the people. Like as Sergey previously said, it should be intuitive, and you should understand it on the basic level. So if to create the cake, you should not do the cake like with the rocks, like create the cake with the rocks. It's something going through the mind and don't understand it. It should be intuitive, and it should like create the impression that you in the game and you relaxing. So without any hard stuff mechanics, which will reload the brain, and to create a game with as long playtime as possible, because with this you can then reach the biggest heights ever.
Yes, thank you, Roman. Sergey?
What about what makes unique and profitable? Two different questions, actually. What about profitable? It also depends on what kind of profit you are interested in, because it is not a rocket science to launch the game and it will bring you at very low ad spend some money, some cash flow. It still profitable, but not about, of course, hit titles or even average commercial launches. But what makes unique and what makes profitable? Of course, deepness. Of course, this retention of users and their desire to continue play the game, and of course, this flow, which cannot be broken, which cannot be break down by just interstitial. You should make a game when interstitial is treated by users as not as annoying ads, but as opportunity to take a rest. Really, for the last several years, I saw more and more games when adding interstitial do not kill your retention rate, and it is pretty good for game developers and publishers. But so many things to be done to be unique and to be profitable. But to be very short, when your LTV, when your average revenue per user is more than your ads spends, of course it will be profitable. Everything simple. But what to do and how to do it is not about panel discussion. It is about very, very big, probably solo speech. And I don't know who is able to do that, because mostly all the experts in the industry, they know what not to do. But what to do and to be sure for 100% that it will succeed, it is extremely difficult, as well as to be trendy and even to build deep mechanics, because inputs and approaches that works well in one game, even subgenre. For example, let's take skill-based arcade hyper-casual game. In one game, some A/B tests will show good results, but the same input for the second game in this subgenre, it will show you a drop of metrics. So actually, to be successfully unique, you should create, and a lot of A/B tests. So that's it.
Yes, thank you. Jean, please.
Okay, well, about the profitable, I think that everything here was said, but I think about unique, that's the really challenge as a game designer, because you need to make something that the player feels that it is totally new, but at the same time you need to it need to be a mix of two genres or two kind of games, different games, and make something new with them with it. But I mean, as a player of hyper casual games, I see the ads. Oh, this game is exactly like this game, but it's totally new. I mean that's that makes sense, but it is the hardest challenge that we could have as a studio.
Like Clash of
If
Clans,
you
yeah.
did it is a unique game.
Okay.
Like story with Archhero, when everybody were trying to do Archhero, but Archhero is like 2 years ahead of any game which can be possibly
Yes.
be done. They have like such a big amount of tests and of new mechanics that when you putting up on the market your Archhero, it's like 2 years ago from what they already Archhero now. So players just see your new game. It can be really great, but what the reason of playing two games, and also they have the good character in every hero. So yeah, they will not switch.
Probably I will let after guys told. I have some thoughts, some new thoughts. Not to be afraid, make experiments. Now it is the best time actually, because 4 years ago, 3 years ago and earlier, it was okay to rethink, to reskin, even to clone, to make a clone game. But now, due to crazy competition, better not to follow trends, but to create them. And how to create them? Do not be afraid to make crazy experiments. Even all the craziest thoughts you have in your mind, and you can implement them into gameplay. If you know how to build a gameplay from some crazy thoughts, do not be afraid, really. Several years ago, I would say no need to make crazy experiments. You have some good basic rules how it goes in terms of action response filling. Now, the more you will make experiments in action response filling, the whole input, what's going on in the screen, the whole locomotion of player, the better for you as a developer, really. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. And how does your company assess the possible hits? It's quite similar to the previous question, but how you could assess it? Jean, please.
It is a really difficult question for us because, I mean, you need to trust your gut, and at the same time, always be with a lot of attention of what metrics are saying about the industry. And you have to make a test. As Sergey said, you need to make the most crazy ideas, because every test and every fail, it is a new knowledge of what you shouldn't do at that time. Because sometimes you make a test and it is not a trend, but maybe 8 months after that, it is a trend, or it's starting to make a trend. So I think that you shouldn't just put at the garbage all your prototypes and ideas, and always you need be always paying attention of what is going on, because you can reuse something that you did, or mix an old idea with a new one, and then maybe you can make a hit or something like that, or at least a prototype with good numbers, and iterate with that.
Yes, that's true. Sergey?
Actually, we have built several marketing intelligence instruments to see what's going on in the market, to test almost everything new in the market in terms of hyper casual. But for example, several years ago, I would rethink and I would focus only on good results. I mean, CTR tests to see what is where marketability is better. Now, totally different situation. Now I look more on bad results and try not to repeat bad results than focus on good CTR, because funny thing about good CTR and good marketability and good CPI, that usually the better marketability, the more poor gameplay you have. I don't know how it works. It is perfect. Of course, it is perfect. And we are looking for both perfect marketability and perfect deepness and good variable gameplay. But mainly I focus on average results and try to look through this gameplay potential, how it can be scaled in terms of progression, in terms of sub-mechanics, in terms of meta game. And now it matters. Finally, at the end of 2022, officially declare that meta gameplay, I hated before, it works. Sub-mechanics works, and good progression in terms of balance, in terms of level design also works. So We are focusing on product issues mainly.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Roman. Please.
I also agree with this, and also because you can do a lot of tests, you can see how the trend is going on by some analytics from outside, and also from inside you have the good base which you can see how the games is moving on. And as Jan mentioned previously, games created can be trendy in 6 months, and you already have the game. So this it's like swimming in the ocean in a ship which like produce the water on his own, and catches his own fish and eating it, and like hunting for the big like crazy unicorn who is so it's like the game can be already hyper casual game about how to create the best hyper casual game. That's rule 34, which any possible idea you can do is already have the hyper casual prototype. So yeah, it's like going through trends and depending on the metrics, but also you should like have this extra layer of game improvements and what should be implemented to the meta. So if it's have a good metrics but really poor gameplay, you will not be able to maintain this game for a long term. And now the hyper casual a little bit turns into something more like long story. So that's why it needs to be added extra stuff. So yeah, I also agree that we need to create a game as funny as possible, depending on the metrics, but still add this meta layer and look for the game to be possible to do afterward.
Yes, thank you. And I guess you will agree that.
Oh, have I was speaking because I was muted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was muted and I was speaking. Okay, sorry.
No, Roman, we are so polite. We let you speak being muted, and we just watching on you.
Yeah, really?
No, come on.
All good, Roman. Thank you. And I guess you will agree that the popular game should have interesting feature and should be like updated at least periodically. So actually, according to this, where could we get new ideas and inspiration for developing new game features? Roman?
Yeah, maybe Pinterest will not work as good as previously, because right now there is a lot of AI generated stuff. So maybe if somebody will create, maybe it's already on the market, AI which will generate ideas, combining the different, the most successful cases, it can be the new iPhone. But from my opinion, it should be like from your own experience, like as a person in a game dev, you played a lot of stuff and you know what is working for you, and maybe have some meetings with the friends who is gamers. Just new ideas can be depending on who you are and what type of person. It's different because it's psychology. You can sit in the room and create the great hits which you will never share with nobody, or you can like have ideas from friends who have these ideas. So depending on your role, or yeah, it's pretty complicated question, but most of the time it should be like from other people's thoughts and opinions, and also from the metrics, what is the best performer. And by the best performer, you can, if it just boomed today, so you will have like 3 up to 6 months to create the game in this genre, and it will be on a wave of success. And after like 6 months or year, when the game is boomed, you will be able to create the good game, but still it will not be as successful if you will like follow the trends and create the game as fast as the arch hero of this genre came to the market. So yeah, basically it's playing the games and looking for the trends, and also trying to communicate with as many people as you can.
Okay, thank you. Jan, you would like to add something?
Well, for me, the best fount of ideas it is the crazy indie games. For example, the games like Paper Please inspired a lot of games in the hyper casual market, and I always try to look for crazy game jams and see the winners and the best position games in that game jam, because that really inspired me to take a kind of complex prototype and make it make an hyper casual version of it. And a lot of time the ideas just came taking a shower, or when I'm thinking in everything else that it is not games. That it is very difficult time to that happen, because I love games and I'm always thinking in games. And then when just the all the knowledge and culture and all your experience and everything that you have played, it mix by itself, and then make a new idea.
Okay, thank you, Sergey.
Actually, ideas are everywhere around us, but if you speak about hyper casual, since we see that hyper casual is becoming more and more complicated, probably now it is a good time to look through the Steam, look through indie developers with simple mechanics. For example, perfect example, the last title by Happy, Survivors.io, fully reskinned from the Steam game Vampire Survivors. Even balance, come on, even balance. Sorry for everyone if I'm mistaken, but from what I saw, even the balance fully from Vampire Survivors. In the Steam, a lot of Steam, it is not only top charts and this leaderboard by selling copies. Yeah, if you go deep into Steam, you'll find plenty of crazy mechanics. Really, indie. I'm big fan. I really love indie developers in Steam because there are a lot of cool stuff can be found here and rethinked. Make it more simple, yeah. Make it hyper casual or hybrid casual, as we say now, as well as browser games. A lot of new stuff there. Mainly when you Google it like browser games, you will see copies of top mobile titles. But if you go deeper, once again, you will find some new stuff that can be resynced. And of course, to find new ideas, there is overseeing effect. I call it overseeing effect. The more you play, the more you try to think about what you are playing in right now, the better your ideation process works. For example, you can play, I'm not speaking about cloning or reskinning, but just you play something and you're not just playing without, as a player, without any thoughts in your mind on back end, but you play as a game producer, as a game designer, and you admit some approaches in level design, in sub mechanics, in progression. And probably after 20 sessions like that, you will create something in your mind, probably taking something from there, So it's not a magic, it's about hard work. It is about playing and playing. It is about digging into what's going on in the market. There is no magic bullet here, unfortunately. I don't believe in any automatic systems that can provide us with cool gameplay ideas, because come on, the volume of our market is around 3 billion people, or maybe more, and it is growing and growing. Everyone who has mobile phone, it is our audience. And I don't believe that there is something like magic bullet for 3 billion people, because because even among those 3 billion people, you can find 200 million people who will like your idea, and it will be super hit. But still, it's not about the whole demand of the market, because there are 2 more billion people who will not even take a look on this game. So it's all about hard work. It's all about digging and playing. Sorry for being too long. I like to talk.
Okay. And how do you think how different will be games in 5 years to the games what we have now, and why? Who would like to start? Jan, maybe you.
Well, I think that in the next 5 years, the publishers and the studio will be focused on quality over quantity, because basically right now the product to produce a hyper casual, it is taking more time than it was taking 2 years ago. So the risk of the publishers should be less than it is right now, because they need to be hurry, because there are a lot of other publishers doing the same, but they should be find that magic bullet to or trying to be more get a better aiming or something like that, and they should. I think the hyper casual, it is a really huge discovery or movement in the industry, and I think of huge brand companies will try to take that kind of mechanics or something like that, and put their characters or any kind of brand in that kind of games. For example, right now you can see a lot of streamers trying to do games with their face in a runner or something like that, or a simulator game. So I think that there's a lot of space for hyper casuals to grow. I think big publishers, I mean, or AAA games, publisher games, they will try to make more hyper casual. And I think that crypto games or Web3 games will start to take that kind of mechanics and make funny games that way, because basically web games, Web3 or crypto games weren't gamed, were just a kind of visual experience, and you see their screen making money. So I think the hyper casual would be fit perfectly with some crypto game experience.
Okay, thank you. Sergey, please.
I would let Roman, because
Okay.
I will be again for a very long time, and let
You will share.
Roman unmuted faster than.
Are you Canadian, Sergey?
Yeah,
You're
sure.
too polite.
We can communicate. It's like discussion. So it will be go more to in longer gameplay sessions, because it will be implementing of more meta, and as we can see, bigger player are concentrating on the aiming. Yeah, they like searching for that bullets. They are not magical, but still pretty with a sprinkle of the magic on them. So it's like will be in next 5 years implementing. It's hard to predict something, but I think it can be like some hyper core casual games, which it will be increased in a core gameplay, and adding extra meta. And when the big players will come into it, they will definitely add some loot boxes and extra stuff, which will they need to implement by some mechanics which they have in their own games. I'm not thinking it will be like in Diablo Immortal, but still it will be that they will look for a possible way to implement what they are doing right now really good. So yeah, it will be Immortal, Diablo Immortal, which will be like in a really good quality pixel graphics, like Kakao Talk with they Guardian Tales. They done the great game, like it is playable, interesting, and they mostly based it on in-app purchases, but the game looks amazing. Still, it's in pixel graphics, and it was launched in 2021, but looks still amazing. With so big players know how to do it good and how to hook the people for a long time. in 5 years we will see more these games which will hook the players from our own base, and it will be a little bit of comparing currently leaders with the leaders on the AAA game markets, because they move into the mobile, and it's like Thanos, they will come in any possible way to the mobile market, and also they will see that, oh, hyper casual, oh yeah, let's go there. So I think that they will try to implement all the tricks which is working right now in AAA games. So it will be the future, but still there will be the good quality companies who will produce hyper casual games, but also it will be needed to be with a good graphic, with a good meta, and it will be creating time for like 4 months at least.
Okay, thank you. Sergey, please.
Roman, no worries. I saw several times when AAA producer or mid-core producer starts creating hyper casual, nothing good there. So no worries.
Yeah.
Hyper casual
But still
ours.
but still some of the hours producers can like, hello, I know how to do it, right? And you just give me unlimited resources. So yeah, it can
Man,
be.
I swear, I saw it so many times. It doesn't work, really.
Yeah.
It is about different kind of
mindset
thinking and approach. But okay, I think that in 5 years it will be more social elements. We will see more social mechanics, more social elements, probably game services like Roblox. Guys, Roblox, it is crazy. I don't understand why no one speaking about Roblox phenomena. Really, I didn't see any like deconstruct or something like that. But I'm really crazy about Roblox. Play it. It is also about game ideas. A lot of cool ideas here, which can be. By the way, Lift Hero by Rolly Games. It is a game from Roblox, as far as I know, and it is even called something like lifting, something like that. Yeah, it is from Roblox. So do not hesitate to play Roblox. It is perfect phenomena. But yeah, more social phenomena, probably NFT. It hurts me. Since we also have NFT games, but anyway, it hurts me. I don't like the idea of NFT in games, but anyway, it is future anyway. And of course, if we speak about next 5 years, it is about conditions of the market. If eCPM continue to grow, still we will see these ads-based games, these small hyper-casual titles. If eCPM go lower, if these numbers will not match, I mean CPI and LTV, of course, we will see more in-apps games, we will see more other ways to monetize, but it depends, really depends on the market, on conditions of the market, and on the situation in the world. Because when it was COVID, it was the highest peak for hyper casual. People play so much, people played as never before during COVID. And now I see that it is like before COVID time, if we speak about how users play. So yeah, actually, games will be more beautiful, probably more complicated, but in general, it depends on the market and on the conditions.
May I ask, Sergey, and how right now do you know the situation in China, like that they have already the COVID.3? So if maybe you have some data or games from the China, do you see that the numbers increasing also because they just lock the people inside the rooms? What the hell?
Oh yeah.
We publish games in China, and to tell the truth, it is so specific market, and no even need to compare the same genre and the same game in these two different worlds, I mean. And Chinese perfect players in hyper casual as well. So yeah, of course, when it was COVID, it was also a huge growth of activity. And once it fell down, also this activity fell down even in China. What about even right now, the current situation? Tell the truth, I don't know. But from what I see worldwide, from what I see worldwide. It is about how we do user acquisition and how we track our users' activity. For sure, it is like before COVID times. During COVID, every publisher, and I also see our competitors, I see their downloads every day. I see that now, from Monday till Friday, we have just like plain and in terms of downloads. And what about weekends? Really huge growth, about 20% more traffic. In COVID time, it was like always big, always. And on weekends, it was like a little bit higher, yeah, but still, now the difference is crazy. I mean, from Monday to Friday, and then this huge jump during weekends. That's it.
Okay, thank you guys. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for all questions from the audience and that we have, but I would like to tell thank you for bringing your experience around the table, and I hope to see you during next Hyper Games conferences, and I wish you, of course, to have a good Christmas and upcoming holidays.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks
Nice
a lot.
to see you.
See you.
Peace
Bye.
in the world. Yeah. Bye-bye.